young party will save the day, hurrah, hurrah. The young party will save the day, hurrah, hurrah. The young party will save the day, so don't you throw your vote away, and they all vote one. Jules Young.
Welcome, revolutionaries, to the fourth meeting of the Young Party, the party of liberté, égalité, fraternité. Much like the French did in 17-something, we are taking to the streets and using the power of the people to storm the voting centres and force the tyrannical Mayor Eric Hagen off his throne and into the guillotine. As you would all know, revolutions don't happen overnight. I mean, just look at the French, 10 years. American, 19 years. Russian, 6. Dance Dance, still ongoing. They require consistent and concerted bursts of energy, which is why you are all obligated to attend this Saturday's mandatory Young Party rally. At 10 a.m, we will march north from the BP with ruthless intent, screaming, cutting anti-Hagen slurs. We will march in revolutionary protest all the way to Robertson Park, where we'll coalesce into an inescapable mass and change the course of Mudgee forever. Bring the kids, it is going to be a great day. And before we move on with the meeting, can I just say to all those trolls on Twitter, Tangerine Holden is my girlfriend, okay? We were all there, we all heard it. I haven't listened back to the recording, so I don't know what was said exactly, so don't ask me. But I do know it was a mutual and consensual agreement to commence a romantic relationship. A relationship that has unfortunately come to an end. Turns out it wasn't PMS. 3 days passed and she was still ignoring my calls and even had me escorted out of the library by security. Just real toxic, abusive behavior. And I just thought, you know what? I deserve better. No doubt she'll come crawling back after I win the election, but it'll be too late, sunshine. I will only have eyes for you, the people of Mudgee. Not in a predatory way. I would never abuse my position of power like that. But the spot of First Lady is now up for grabs. So if you are interested, please get in contact right after this very important message.
I don't know how I'm going to pay the bills, you know. It's just...
Oh, they're there.
And I asked if I could pay both rents next month, and he just told me to get out.
And who is your landlord?
Charlie Lord. Eric Hagen.
Eric Hagen's your landlord.
Yeah.
The mayor.
Oh, and that's why this election I'm going to vote one Jules Young, the leader of the Young Party. The party that cares. When am I getting paid for this?
Authorised by Jules Young Mudgee. Okay, item 1 on the agenda, opinion polls. Now, some of you may have seen the recent numbers, ignore them. Newspoll is News Corp, Roy Morgan is dead, Essential is redundant, and Resolve Strategic never got back to me. The only polling you can trust is that of Pollyanna's Polling Emporium. Pollyanna and her team have conducted a comprehensive survey of Mudgee to gauge voter intention, and the results are very promising. I must stress this was an independent survey. The Young Party did not pay for it. The first one was free. The survey asked, who is your preferred mayor? Now, 48% of respondents did say Eric Hagen. However, I have on good authority, Hagen likely probably paid them off. Quite frankly, that not only disqualifies them from the survey, but also the entire election. So I think we can just write them off. After that, we had 22% say Ellen Gunner, but let's face it, she'll be dead before election day. Not a threat, just merely an observation of her diet of Cab Sav and Winnie Blues. Personally, I hope she finds the courage to pull out of the race and seek professional help before it's too late. 14% said Simon McMillan. Now, he is dead, but obviously no one noticed, which I think says a lot. 9% said Arnold Shears, but that was before Arnold started his shower strike last week over climate change-induced droughts. Since then, support has really fallen away, largely due to the smell. 5% said Paul Shorts, but as we all know, he is just days away from being charged with indecent exposure. We've all seen the photos. It really explains where that anger stems from. And that leaves me, Jules Young, at 2%, or, taking everything into account, 100% of the votes, which would mathematically guarantee me the mayorship of Mudgee. Now, I'm not suggesting I'll get every vote. I mean, Eric Hagen is definitely going to vote for himself. The man is a narcissist, after all. But what I am saying is, based on that polling data from Pollyanna's Polling Emporium, we're in a pretty healthy position heading into Election Day. However, I must stress, this is no time to get complacent. We must keep fighting. We must keep pushing forward. To item 2. Alrighty, Roo, item 2. Today is the day we turn our attention to the forgotten members of our community. I am, of course, talking about Mudgee's underprivileged, our downtrodden Mudgeeites, those who have fallen on hard times and are in need of a helping hand. While money-hungry megalomaniacs like Mayor Eric Hagan see them as nothing more than gums stuck to the soles of their capitalist shoes, I see them as people, and that's why I'm committed to helping those people and helping the people who help those people, and one such people is our guest today, Bronson Brill. For the last 35 years, Mr. Brill has been a member of the Mudgee Lions Club, and he joins us on the phone now. Hello, Mr. Brill.
Hello, Jules. It's a pleasure to speak with you.
Before we begin, I just want to say I am so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Yeah, some of our members might not be aware, but over the weekend, Mudgee Lions Club's longest-serving secretary, Sybil Parker, sadly passed away. She was visiting the zoo with her grandkids when she fell into one of the enclosures and was mauled to death by a lion. Ironic, but very, very tragic.
Yes, Sybil was truly an angel, a remarkable woman, selflessly devoted to her community and her family. I pray for them every day.
I pray for them too. I pray they find out how a lion ended up in the meerkat enclosure. Seriously, someone's got to pay for that, and when they do, Sybil's grandkids will be set for life. A small win to cover a big loss.
She is a tremendous loss.
Now, Mr. Brill, like Mrs. Parker, you have dedicated the end of your life to serving this community. You're 88 now, 35 years with the Lions Club. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Tell us why community service societies like the Lions Club are so important to Mudgee.
Well, I believe in order for us to flourish as a community, we must pitch in and help where we can. Organizations like the Lions Club or Rotary allow us to coordinate and sustain these efforts. Without them, I don't know where we'd be.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, I'm not a member of the Lions Club or Rotary. I'm under the age of 50, but that's essentially what the Young Party is, a coordinated and sustained effort to help our community flourish. And that starts with removing Mayor Eric Hagan from office. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Brill?
Oh, the Lions Club is specifically non-political, and as a representative, I'm afraid I can't comment on that.
So that's a yes.
No.
Okay, let's talk about what
I'm sorry. May I just clarify?
No, we're moving on.
Oh,
I want to discuss what a good Mudgeeite looks like. Not physically, I don't want you to turn this into a race thing. I'm talking more about what someone who really cared about this fair town of ours would do to help.
well, one could certainly volunteer.
I've always done that. I've always been big into volunteering. Growing up, I used to do Meals on Wheels with my late great Aunt Marie.
Oh, how sweet.
Yeah. She would eat all the meals herself and then just get me to deliver the empty trays. I shuddered to think how many old people died from starvation when she did the rounds.
Oh dear.
But out of that came my deep-seated desire to help Mudgee's vulnerable. So, you find the positives. What else?
What else? Well, another thing one can do to help, particularly if you're time poor, is to donate clothing or food. In fact,
I recently handed out a box full of Young Party t-shirts free of charge to all the homeless people around town, and they absolutely loved it. I mean, to see their faces light up as they took off their rags and put on the shirts is something I will never forget.
that is rather...
So if anyone sees a homeless person down the street sporting a Vote 1 Jules Young crew neck, please remember they are not official party members, and therefore I'm not responsible for anything they say or do. I just want to make that clear before, anything happens.
Right. Yes.
So that's 2 from 2 so far. Anything else our members and the voters of Mudgee should look out for when electing our next mayor?
As I said, I will not comment on politics.
I completely respect that. And that's another thing I bring, respect. I mean, if we want to keep talking about the homeless people of Mudgee, and I think we should, there is a lot of them, Eric Hagan has absolutely no respect for them. But I'm different. I love the homeless. I love the habitationally challenged. And I believe they not only deserve respect, but also a home. Don't you agree, Mr. Brill?
Agree?
Agree homeless people deserve a home.
Oh, most definitely. Lions Club has long petitioned for a shelter here in Mudgee, run with the assistance of council and perhaps local businesses.
A shelter
Yes,
for the homeless.
yes, those
They're not
who
dogs,
are...
Mr. Brill.
I beg your pardon.
You can't just lock them up because you don't like them wandering around without an owner.
Oh, no.
I know concentration camps and missionaries were all the rage back in your day, but this is... It's the 21st century, Mr. Brill, and while Mayor Eric Hitler might be all for it, I am not.
You've completely misunderstood. A homeless shelter is a place where...
I'm going to stop you right there, Mr. Brill. I don't want to hear it. Forced labour and extermination is not the solution.
That is not what...
The final solution is #rehome.
I beg your pardon?
#rehome. It's a revolutionary social media sub-movement of the Young Party to help the homeless people of Mudgee get off the streets and back on their feet. Basically, you post a photo of a homeless person on social media with the #rehome in the hope that someone somewhere out of the kindness of their hearts lets them move in. I did a little beta test last week with Terry, the homeless guy that sleeps in Lawson Park. Really lovely guy, sadly lost everything, including his mum in a house fire. Anyway, within the first half hour of posting his photo on Instagram, it got 23 likes, 8 story shares, and 39 comments, which is insanely good engagement. Unfortunately, that can probably be attributed to the first comment, which did accuse Terry of robbing them at gunpoint. But on the plus side, the post has led to Terry finally finding permanent accommodation. So, Terry, if you're listening from Wellington Jail, you're welcome. And you'd be happy to know that you're at about 612 likes and over 200 comments, some of which are positive. So that should keep you going until your trial next month.
I fail to see how that is a solution.
Yeah, well, with all due respect, Mr. Brill, you probably fail to see a lot of things at your age.
How dare you?
Anyway, that is all we have time for. Thank you, Mr. Brill, for joining us.
I must say, you are a frighteningly rude young...
And that was Mr. Bronson Brill, everyone, member of the Lions Club. Perhaps not as sharp as he once was, but I think I covered well for him. And that's what I'll do as mayor. Pick up the slack from the older generation. All right, let's take a quick break. Sadly, that is the end of another fantastic meeting. Thanks again to Mr. Brill for taking some time away from retirement to speak with us today. Also, I noticed a few of you started tweeting #rehome during the break. I thought I made it very clear it hasn't officially launched yet. What part of beta test did you not understand? Delete the tweets. Only after I'm elected can you try to rehome the homeless. Anyway, don't forget our rally this Saturday, mandatory for all members. I will be taking a roll call at the beginning of the march, so if you don't show up, there will be consequences. Not fatal ones, just, I'll call you out on Twitter. Mudgee has become a cesspool and you're too busy swimming in the swamp to care. That sort of thing. And finally, we are just 2 weeks out from the election, so please remember to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, share, like, comment, tag, and for the love of God, join the party. Revolutions aren't free, Okay? Alright, see you all next week, and remember, vote one Jules Young.